Alison, this Enesco piece was actually designed as a competition work, wasn't it?
That's right.
And does it feel like that when you play it?
It's interesting you say that, because it doesn't, because it's so good. And, you know, of course it tests out so many things. It tests out your musicality, it tests out, of course it's quite virtuosic in the middle section, and the range is large. But these things aren't really put into the piece just for the sake of it. It all has meaning. It's all kind of part of the journey. So it's just kind of gradually been incorporated into the trumpet player's repertoire. And for me, I think it's one of the most, well, it's one of my favourite works for the trumpet as a chamber music instrument. It starts with this very rather simple, very French-sounding tune, I think. Yeah. He was taught by Fauré, and it sounds a little bit Fauré-esque to me, even though he's Romanian. Yeah, I mean, the opening phrase is just, it's incredibly beautiful, and I think when I'm thinking about, you know, when the piece starts and the piano plays those opening slow chords, I'm just thinking about that phrase, because it's almost like that long, long phrase that finishes on that high note. It sums up the essence of the whole piece, and once I've sort of managed to get that just how I want it, I feel like I'm really in it and I'm really involved in the piece. You have to try not to distract the listener with your huge breath that you end up having to take halfway through. I see what you mean. That's quite a breathing challenge. It is, but already you hear, just in those few bars, that it changes. It's almost like a pathway, all going in a different direction. Just when you think it's going one way, it suddenly changes harmonically to something else. In the middle of the piece, he really starts to throw you around a bit, doesn't he? He makes you go off on different things of fluttering and all these kind of things. Can you just demonstrate one or two little techniques he's asking you to show off, if you like, on the trumpet in the middle? The thing that it tests immediately at this point is triple tonguing, which is, brass players will tell you, it's a challenge. You know, it's something that you always have to keep on top of, your triple tonguing. And triple tonguing, just to explain what exactly that, I mean, what's the difference between triple, obviously it's three rather than two, as opposed to double tonguing? Is this just to make repeated notes? Yeah, because obviously there's a limit to the speed you can go da 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 da. Yeah. But when you want to go faster than that, you go da ga 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 da ga, and then you've got double the amount of speed going on there, if you like. And then when you want to do triple, it's dividing it into threes, you know, as obviously, but it's da da ga 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 da da. So it's something. Are you actually, what you've just done there, are you actually doing that with your tongue? Da da ga da da ga da. Inside the. Yeah. Right. Whilst sort of making the note on the trumpet for like this. And so on. Right, so that he knows that that's a difficult thing to do, and he shoves that in. He does. So in terms of the overall architecture of the piece, he starts off with this very rich, long arc of a tune, which has a kind of slight melancholy about it. Then he goes off on this very virtuosic middle section. Where does he take you at the end? Well, I think he takes it back to where it began. There's the emotional climax, I think, which is when you hear these high, high notes from the trumpet, and then this crazy, crazy piano solo, which really is kind of maniacal, and it's almost like the piece is becoming out of control. And then we have a sort of joyful finale of fast flurry of notes, and then it just returns to that beginning tune. This time it's actually muted, and I'm going to be using this mute, which is, I think, made of cane, and it's a quite soft sound, and it basically is the same tune again, but it's, I would say, even more mysterious this time, and it really takes the trumpet right down to its lowest register. People don't expect the trumpet to sound like this. You know, let me demonstrate. It really is quite moody and introverted.
Did he then go on to write other larger scale pieces for trumpet, or is this it?
No, this is it. It's so sad, and it's such a disappointment because it's, you know, it's such great music, and he obviously really understood the trumpet.